Hey, what's up guys? Another video here. So today I want to give you an update as of August 7th. So today is the deadline for the stimulus package. So it's not looking good, unfortunately. So let's take a look at the news. A 3-hour meeting Thursday evening between senior administration officials and Democratic leaders yield little progress as both sides seem resigned to the likelihood that Congress won't reach a major stimulus deal amid an economic crisis. Both sides emerged from the meeting trading blame for the sputtering talks, and the administration officials warned that Trump would take executive action if no deal is reached by Friday. It's unclear if the two sides will meet on Friday. Meadows and Mnuchin plan to brief Trump later Thursday evening and Friday morning as they decide whether to continue to negotiate with the Democrats. Quote, "We are disappointed in the meeting. They are unwilling to meet in the middle," Schumer said. And again, this isn't looking very good for the Democrats because the White House did propose this package yesterday that actually met in the middle. So I don't know what Pelosi and Schumer are talking about exactly, but it looks like they are not willing to relent on, for example, the $600 unemployment per week and also the state and local government aid. So Mnuchin and Meadows similarly indicated that they are very far apart from the Democrats on some major issues. Quote, "I think there's a lot of issues we are close to a compromise position on, and I think there's a handful of very big issues that we're still very far apart," Mnuchin said. Pelosi claimed Meadows slammed his hand on the table and stormed out of the room at one point, something that Meadows denied. Quote, "I don't know what she's talking about. I didn't walk out of any meeting all day," he added. The differences remain as they have been. Democrats want to do something big, in the words of Pelosi, and the Trump administration wants a skinny bill, in the words of Meadows, on the issues they agree on. Democrats have argued that passing anything less than a large-scale package is a non-starter and have pushed back against any idea of passing anything piecemeal. But the two sides have been far apart on a top-line price tag for the stimulus package, making an overarching deal hard to reach. Pelosi told CNN this week that she wants the price tag of $3.4 trillion, a number that Republican negotiators have balked at. Meadows said earlier Thursday that the White House top-line number was now north of the initial GOP offer of $1 trillion in the HEALS Act. Quote, "My frustration is that we could have passed a very skinny deal that dealt with some of the most pressing issues," Meadows said. "One of the major sticking points is the aid to state and local governments. Quote, on things like state and local, this is obviously a big issue. We're still very far apart on that. The president is not going to do a deal that has a massive amount of money to bail out state and local," Mnuchin said. Trump called the two officials 3 times during the meeting and urged them to continue negotiating, Meadows stated. Mnuchin warned that the president is poised to act unilaterally if a deal isn't struck by Friday, saying, quote, "If we conclude tomorrow that there's not a compromise position on the major issues, the president has alternatives and executive orders," end quote. Earlier in the day, Pelosi rejected the possibility of a short-term extension of federal jobless benefits during her news conference, taking a hard line and demanding that Congress approve a large-scale stimulus package that the White House has so far rejected. Quote, "We're not having a short-term extension," Pelosi stated. Also, Pelosi indicated no willingness to back off the demand for restoring enhanced unemployment benefits to the level of $600 a week. Quote, "We have said that we are going to have the 600. They know that we want the 600. Mitch McConnell announced on the Senate floor that he won't adjourn the Senate for the August recess Thursday, as has been previously scheduled, as negotiations over the next illness response limp forward. He did not say senators can return home and will be given 24 hours notice to return for a vote on a deal if it is reached that he would stay in DC as talks continue." Pelosi sounded skeptical and said, quote, "And what is he going to act upon? I don't think they know what they're talking about. The one thing the president can do is extend the moratorium, and that will be a good thing if there's money to go with it, and that's what we keep telling him." Pelosi was asked later if she thinks the administration could move money around without congressional approval, and she said, quote, "They can't move around that much money. We're talking about a major investment." So it looks like Pelosi and Schumer are really halting talks on the deal, and again, they are unwilling to compromise and meet in the middle. Again, they are not going to get the $3.4 trillion that they want, so they have to meet in the middle. And it looks like the Republicans and the Trump administration are trying to go toward that number, but again, nothing close to it. So if they're compromising with, let's say, 1.5 or 1.75, $2 trillion, then the Democrats should go for it, because this bill will not pass the Senate because, again, it's Republican controlled. And again, it's just going to be at a standstill for now. And again, they only have less than 24 hours to get this done. So it's a huge issue. And again, do not expect your stimulus checks by late August. If you qualify for them, Hopefully this gets resolved by early September, but again, that's not even looking very optimistic as well. So again, the Democrats have to work with the Republicans to meet in the middle and get something going because, again, everyone's suffering if they actually do need the stimulus checks. So hopefully this gets resolved by early September, and hopefully, people that qualify for the stimulus checks get it by late September. But again, I'm not even seeing this being looking very optimistic by September even, but hopefully something before the election comes. And again, Trump's plan to get a third wave of stimulus checks out it's just not going to happen. So guys, please like and subscribe to the video. If you are interested in my book, please see the link down below for Amazon. It explains how I at 35 became a multimillionaire by only having a salary job from 40K to 81.5K from the ages of 22 to 35. It goes over investing, the expenses and income needed to become successful financially. So that's it guys, and stay tuned for the next video.